bringing Harold Reynolds. You knew that, right, Harold?
I knew it was around that. I was guessing 231 while you were going through that. That was kind of my number, but
All right. Harold
yeah.
Reynolds, MLB Network analyst. The postseason begins tomorrow, and you can watch Harold on MLB Network's coverage throughout. They'll air live before and after every game. The schedule in its entirety available at MLB.com. All right, we got a poll question. I'll give you Albert Pujols' career or your good buddy Ken Griffey Jr.
Wow, that was a tough one. But it really wasn't that difficult. I'd say Griffey.
Oh,
I look at Albert's numbers. Yes, incredible. But Griffey's career, just all the things that came with it. The 19 years old when he broke in, everybody knew who he was. He dominated. He changed the sport. All those things I think are probably maybe bigger than the numbers. Well, I don't think Albert gets the respect that he probably should, but Griffey did.
Well, we likened Albert Pujols to Tim Duncan. We liked Junior to Allen Iverson.
I can see that. Yeah. The flair and what he captured.
Yeah.
It's what like Iverson did, right?
Yeah.
That lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How big of favorites are the Dodgers? And how big a favorite should they be?
Well, I think they're probably highly favored, but I think they're overrated with the favoritism. I'm a little concerned about their starting pitching. Okay. The top three guys in the lineup, I think, have a chance to be all Hall of Fame potential players. Mookie, Freddie Freeman, Trey Turner, credible. But there's a drop-off after that. And I think the pitching is not where it was at. You lose Walker Buehler. That was a huge blow to them. And Scherzer's now with the Mets. So you look at the staff from last year that didn't get all the way there, they're 2 down. I just don't see it.
All right. So then Dodgers still the favorites, right?
Yeah, I still think the Braves are the favorite.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, defending champs here. So you got the Braves as the team to beat.
Yeah.
All right. Second best team in baseball. Let's look at the best teams in baseball. So American League and National League. You got the Braves as the best team in baseball.
The Braves are the best team in baseball. I think the Mets have the best outside chance of lightning in being able. If you got Scherzer and DeGrom to win 2 games a series, you got a chance to win it all. And they have the potential to do that. They haven't pitched a full season. They've got another 100 innings in them. And I think the injuries early on puts them at a real strength heading into the postseason.
Are we past our hatred, or should we be past our hatred for the Astros?
We should be past it because a lot of those players no longer are there. But they are overlooked. It's a very talented team. I think they're the best probably in the American League, although my sleeper is the Blue Jays.
Oh,
people are overlooking the Jays.
All right. Got a lot of young talent there.
Young talent. They got an ace in Manoah. Barrios can be there. I think they got the staff that can do it. The bullpen's there. And then the outside, probably the best pitching might be the Mariners. They're probably the best pitching. I don't think the lineup is
your
strong.
Mariners. Your Mariners.
My Mariners. But I don't think the lineup is strong enough.
No. Is Altuve going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer?
He should be, but he might get the Robbie Alomar treatment, where a lot of guys held Robbie back for a year because he spit on the umpire and had that controversy with the what is it, garbage can gate, I guess we might call it.
Yeah.
They might punish Altuve for that, but he's a tremendous talent. I think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I wondered about that, of how long do you punish somebody for something like that?
And the crazy thing about Altuve, and it's been backed up by so many people, he never wanted signs. He didn't want people to tell him what was coming or nothing. And I've played with guys like that. Alvin Davis never wanted to pitch. Tony Gwynn never wanted to know. I wanted to know. If you had to sign, let me know.
So you did know. You had guys who would signal if they were on second base. They would let you know?
Yeah, I used to do that quite a bit. Ken Phelps was like, I'll take 2 strikes for you to get to second. Steal the base and let me know. And Yeah, I had one time Johnny Moses gave me the wrong sign. I thought it
Ooh.
was going to be a breaking ball, and it was a fastball almost hit me. And after that, I was like, I don't want any more.
Okay, how would you signal me if I'm at the plate and it's going to be a breaking ball?
Well, there's a couple different ways. One, I would go to my knees, like if I stand up right now.
Yeah.
All right. So if I go down like this, you can't really see my fullness of my knees, but I may have my hands open like this, breaking ball. If I went like this, it's fastball.
Oh, so
So
when
closed fist, fastball, open fist, breaking ball. Or I might walk off, and if the base is over here, I would look to the base, and that would let you know it's going to be outside. Or I look this way, it might be inside, depending on the pitcher. So, and a lot of times I got the sign from pitchers when they're in their glove trying to see what grip it might be. Oh, that's a changeup grip. Oh, that was a slider grip, stuff like that.
what was it like when a pitcher is tipping his pitches and everybody in the lineup knows?
It was great. I mean, it was joyful. Jack Morris, Hall of Fame pitcher, right? He had a year, I think he lost, 18 games or 20 games or something like that in Detroit. And this is after he was killing the league. Well, we would go to places and Robbie Alomar would be in Toronto or Joe Carter and say, have you guys faced Jack Morris yet? When he comes up to his chest, it's a split. If he goes below his legs, it's a fastball. And it was like, oh, beautiful. Thank you.
Wait, so
And
the whole league is telling each other?
They're passing it on, that, hey, this is how you get this guy. The Blue Jays back in the day with Molitor, Joe Carter, those guys were the best. And the Brewers were really good too. Robin Yount and those guys, they really knew how to tip pitches and be able to pick up tendencies.
Who does it now? Who tips pitches? Have you heard of somebody tipping their pitches this year?
Oh yeah. There's pitchers are always going to tip. They're always going to tip pitches. And today, the with technology, if I could have had technology, Dan, and got on an iPad and been able to go, oh man, here's what he does, it's a game changer. And so I think we're still going to eventually, I think they're going to have to get to a point where you can't have iPads on the bench. It's just too easy.
Okay, but at what point is this cheating? What is it? Where is it
it's not really
gamesmanship?
cheating. I mean,
okay.
The cheating to me is what the Astros did. They took it to another level. They took technology and made it like you took away the thinking of being able to create it with your own mindset. You had a computer telling you what was going on, and then you're banging on the garbage can to let a guy know. Your intellectual thought was out of it. If I can intellectually say, hey, Dan's going to lift his right arm every time he gets ready to step off, then okay, that's great. But if I got a computer down to a science now, that's not fair.
Aaron Judge, the season has been labeled the greatest season of all time. When you factor in relief pitchers, you factor in the ball is not lively. There's testing. I mean, we can go down the list of all the things, all the categories he led baseball in this year. In your mind, the best season ever turned in by a hitter is who?
Ooh, well, I mean, Aaron, all the factors you threw in, I got to look at and say, yeah, it was incredible. But if you go back and look at the year Babe Ruth hit 60 homers, he had like 160 some RBIs. I think he hit 340, 350. I mean, that's ridiculous. So I think the one thing with 62 home runs and he had 130 RBIs. I'd like to see him have more. But that's where we play the game. You got him leading off and hitting second.
Yeah.
So, but what he did this year, with all the things factored in, I think the number one thing is the testing, because that was the most controversial thing in the past. That's why I don't think a lot of people really truly followed this amazing year that he had, because of it was, we got a guy sitting out there with 73 or 74 homers and two other guys that were over 62. So that changes the hunt, so to speak.
And I feel bad for the baseball fan, and a lot of those fans are over 50 years of age. They've been covering, following the sport for such a long period of time, and you're not quite sure what to believe. And when we were growing up, I would never have thought that somehow, some way, that guy is not who I think he is. now, hey, do you like Bonds? All right, he's the all-time home run champ or single-season champ. Or you don't like him, now you got Aaron Judge. It shouldn't work that way in sports.
Agree.
And baseball has done this to itself. And I don't know how we get out of this unless, 10 years from now, 20 years from now. I mean, it feels like it still lingers, Harold.
Well, I don't even know if it's just baseball's done it to itself. I think our culture, whether it's track, a guy runs a 9 flat 100. Now I'm just throwing a number out there. Do we go as authentic? We don't know because of all the guys that have come in the past.
Yeah.
It's more the time that we're in, and it's happening in sports. I see guys make unbelievable plays or look like a physical specimen. The first thing your mind goes to is, how did he get there? And I think it's just the times that we're in, not just baseball.
Well,
and
remember when the guys wanted to show you their new physique?
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, like Nomar wanted to show you his physique. And then all of a sudden, Manny wanted to look like a sack of laundry there when he went to the plate.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. It's definitely changed everything. You're funny.
You didn't use, though.
No, I never did. I was actually
no, Harold. I was kidding. Obviously, you didn't use. I mean, I saw your numbers and I see how you're built. Like you obviously didn't use.
Hey, but no, I was going to tell you a story. It's like
okay.
Like we were starting to become aware of it towards the end of my career, and I remember talking to our trainer Rick Griffin, and I said, "Man, I got to get on that program. Some of these guys in Oakland are on. I want to start." And he's like, "No, you don't. No, you don't." So he started to understand it and explain it to guys what was going on.
Yeah, but it forced guys almost by proxy that they're doing it. Do I need to do it? And am I going to be the guy who's not doing it? So that peer pressure probably provoked a lot of guys, prompted guys to go, all right, I guess everybody else is doing it. Why don't I?
Well, that, and do you want to have an opportunity to continue to play? So that's why you had to throw in all the restrictions and really get to the bottom of it to make it a fair playing field.
Yeah.
And, one thing we always forget, it's not healthy. We act like, they just took some M&M candies and they'll get over it. No, this is affecting people's bodies and they may not live long because of it. And
did you take amphetamines? Did you try amphetamines?
No, I never did anything. Dan, I've never even smoked, never weed, none of that stuff. I just didn't grow up with it. So a little different for me.
Yeah, because that's where people with the steroid era go, yeah, what about the guys who were taking greenies? And I'm going,
but greenies don't hit the ball 400 feet.
Yeah, they just help you maybe stay awake, after that double header the night before, and then you got to play a day game, something like that.
Yeah, I grew up in an interesting time. I mean, I remember running in spring training, and it smelled like a brewery with guys blowing stuff back at me. That was like what guys did, guys smoking cigarettes in the dugout. I remember the first time I saw Al Cowens. I'm going to the plate, and he's sitting down smoking a cigarette. I'm like, what?
During a game.
During a game, and just sitting on the steps. That was part of it.
Well, there's that famous Sports Illustrated cover with Dick Allen on the cover with the White Sox, and he's juggling the baseballs, and he's got a heater in his mouth.
Yeah, and he's thinking that's cool, right? Because that was the culture.
Yeah.
Well, it was no big deal.
Dick Allen was cool.
He was cool.
Yes, he was. He was a bad man. All right, your World Series pick is?
Ooh, I'm going Atlanta, and I know I said Toronto's my outside pick. I still got to go Atlanta and Houston. You got to beat Houston for me.
Okay.
And I think the defending champs are the best team right now.
Great to talk to you, buddy. Our best, all the guys on the set there. Thanks for joining us.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Harold Reynolds, MLB Network analyst. Worked with Harold for a long time at the mothership. MLB Network, their coverage throughout airs live before and after every game. The schedule in its entirety available at MLB.com.